Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. I've had a very interesting week. I'm sure most of you have been having interesting weeks with the world events as they are. One of the things that's been such a gift is actually this kind of reflection back or recalling back of all the different tools and techniques I have in my arsenal, so to speak, in order to deal with difficult times and pretty much very unsettling times, I would say. There's just this angst and there's this fear factor and kind of this unknown with what's going on in the world. It's interesting if you actually start looking at not just world events, but also life events and how a confluence of events, and that could be events that are going on in your life, in the world, or even just energetically, come together to actually create massive amounts of change. This is something I've been noticing most of my life, just being very, very aware and tapped in, not only to myself, but the people that you're connected to, the people in your life, the immediate surroundings, and then also kind of those universal change that we have our awareness of too. It's not just maybe our cities, our countries, our states that start to change, but actually these ripple effects that the universe has as well. There are times where there's cumulative energies and awarenesses that kind of bud to burst open and break free. It's interesting because I've been perceiving the world kind of doing that, everybody waking up with everything that's going on, but it's also spurred this inner thing with myself. This whole week I've been going through a lot of different kind of personal stuff, things that have been deeper embedded, I would say. But it's been a beautiful thing because in this whole process, I've been called with my awareness back to sessions that I had 5 years ago with someone, to a book that I read 3 years ago that had an information piece on page 82. Then another book kind of called to me, and something in the middle of that book was speaking to what I was going through. Conversations that I had with friends 6 months ago started to replay in my mind. And the beautiful thing with this is there's actually the information and the energetic awareness that we have, which isn't linear. There's no linearity to it whatsoever. So many times we think we're making personal progress or changing something only in that moment, and then once it's kind of done its thing, we drop it and move on. What I really got aware of this week and what I was really doing with myself was allowing all those past change points, all of those choice points that I've gone through, all the awarenesses that I've had to actually come together to educate me and support me right now. So this is something that's absolutely huge, dealing with the kind of global interestingness that's going on right now, but then also all the different energies that are playing out in your personal life. If you didn't go to a self-help course 5 years ago, got your change and just moved on, but we're actually willing to allow the energies, the awarenesses, whatever consciousness, waking up and presence that you got during that time to inform you, to come into play with you now, what would be different? And that's the beautiful thing with like being non-linear. It's not that you go A to B to C to make change in your life. The world doesn't even work that way. Being able to be non-linear and kind of bounce here and there, or allow things from 5 years ago to combine with 6 months ago, to combine with 2 seconds ago, to start to have kind of cumulative effect in your life. Massive, massive potential for ease and change is created that way. And that's really what I've been looking at this week, is looking at like the magic of non-linearity and also those confluence of events globally and then also personally that come together to invite you into change and to be doing and being something different in your life. So I invite all of you to start looking at this. What conversations have you had? What classes have you attended? What books have you read? What movies have you seen? Just anything and everything that's opened your eyes up, broadened your vision, and given you a different perspective on whatever was going on in the world. How could that now come and contribute to you? What confluence of events is going on right now that may be able to awaken consciousness? And, you know, if the world's not willing to have it, if the political system's not willing to have it, are at least you willing to have it? And actually start bursting through some of these greater limitations into this success. And to me, this success is really just being happy with yourself, feeling peace, feeling ease, and going bigger and going bolder in the world. And this really is possible when you start looking at your life in a cumulative way and allowing yourself the magic of nonlinearity. What if you could use you to your advantage? And what if you could utilize every single tool, technique, conversation, energy, space, consciousness to your advantage and should actually work to create the future that you desire?